In this video, we're talking about LinkedIn, and specifically, the utility of LinkedIn. We talked to a young business student at an extremely competitive business school environment. For full context, these cutthroat institutions may pressure high potential students like this one and other individuals, even graduates, to lose sight of their goals and get caught up in the competitive toxicity. You might get jealous seeing another student landing an internship, or a fancy club executive role, or another award, or another competition win. In the case of this specific student, she was ready to walk away from LinkedIn completely and never look back. We'll talk about why this is a huge mistake. Why does LinkedIn matter? Why do tools like LinkedIn and Instagram pose a competitive advantage? How do you use it to your advantage? And how do you not get caught up in the toxicity and all the other noise? Let's find out. Remember that if you ever want to catch these full and uncut conversations without any of these edits, make sure you stay tuned till the end. Also, a small percentage of viewers who actually watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up enjoying this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later. Enjoy the video. Okay, that's an interesting thing you said. Definitely the latter half I definitely agree with. I think I would disagree with your approach of avoiding LinkedIn. And here's why. Actually, my first question is how many connections do you have on LinkedIn? I know that's a typical Schulich question, but like I'm not asking the reason why you think I'm asking that.
I think I have like 177.
Okay, perfect. I know this Schulich thing is like getting to 500 plus connections and like, but the reason why I asked you that is I initially started off wanting to get 500 plus. That's why I connected with everyone and anything, only to like flex on people. Like I'm telling you, I was one of those kids you hated in the beginning. I got humble over the years. The reason why I asked that question around how many connections you have is I invite you to first like spice up your profile and make it look good, in terms of just like not just like you're just a student, because a lot of people don't like to connect with students, like a lot of like the people you want to look up to, not like fellow students. So just having an angle, like if you're trying to do marketing, start writing about marketing and sharing that content, whatever. That's one topic we can talk about in a second. But the reason why I tell you about connections is even if you're not able to connect with people, but now start getting addicted to searching up people on LinkedIn and searching up senior people on LinkedIn. Like I can pull up my LinkedIn right now and see so many people landing cool roles like Microsoft, big tech company roles. And like that really doesn't faze me at all, because I'm content with the role that I have, even though like people will think, oh, you're doing innovation at Loblaw. Like, what does that mean? Innovation doesn't mean anything, like whatever. Like I know what that means and I know how important that is. And I don't need to defend that with anyone. So like when I see people landing like the typical program manager at Microsoft or whatever the cool big tech companies are, or Google, like that really doesn't faze me. So I actually am excited to see people work at these companies, because now I know people at those companies. I can be like, if I ever need a favor or if I ever need to make that career jump one day to those companies, I have those connections. Instead of being jealous of people, like having that in mind as a connection that you can use on later on is also a good mindset. But the reason why I say any and all of this is because once you start connecting with more people on LinkedIn and you start to, and this, I'm saying not Schulich people, like beyond Schulich, like the companies that you want to work for, start connecting with their directors, managers, like see whoever you can connect with, and then so I have now 6,000 LinkedIn connections. And the reason I have so many connections is because I want my LinkedIn feed to be as diverse as possible. I have people from the music industry because I'm really into music. I have people from the finance industry. I have people from the startup world. I have people from the technology world. I have people from the accounting world when I want to do accounting. I have people from the finance world. I have people from like even random industry. I'm also very into voice technology, so I know a lot of people in the voice tech world. So I connect with a lot of people that tailor to my interests. And what does that do for me? I look at my LinkedIn feed and I stop getting intimidated by this one field that might have initially intimidated me, but now I have all this content and I have all these job postings. Like you see me, I haven't been doing it much on your page, but if you join Schulich 2020, there's a thread that I started with so many different job opportunities that none of these Schulich students would be able to find. And some of the 2020s landed roles because of the job postings that I posted. So like if you have time, definitely join Schulich 2020 and look at that thread. And they're all opportunities that I saw from LinkedIn, or I saw from colleagues of mine, or I saw from people that are like totally like not in the realm of what you think the typical Schulich path is. And that's where I would say like that's where LinkedIn can work for you. LinkedIn is such a great tool that gets severely like undermined because of Schulich students having this one perception of it, of thinking it's like a job hunting tool. It's sure a job hunting tool, but it's an information tool. Seeing where all these people start gives you a good idea of how these people are progressing in their careers and how that like inspires you. So that's like the job update part, and then you can congratulate them and stuff. But that you'll understand when you get to full time and like in the real working world. Right now, it'll probably seem intimidating. But then like the content that appears on your feed, like you see people writing articles and you see people sharing content and news articles, things that make you smarter, like the things that you probably look at your Twitter or stuff that gives you insights, like that gives you insights on LinkedIn. In terms of you trying to avoid LinkedIn, I think you just need to move beyond 174 connections. You have to think about everything in your professional space as a support system now. If LinkedIn is not your support system right now, you need to make it your support system. You need to dilute all that Schulich people. Now that you have 174 Schulich connections, for the rest of the 500, I don't know what the quick maths is on that, like 254 or something. No, that's wrong. Sorry. Anyways, 340, I think.
That's a good rate.
The rest of the 340, make it about whatever interests Emily. If Emily's into fashion marketing, start following people that work at L'Oreal, start following people that work at Gucci, following people that work at LVMH. If you're into makeup, follow people that work at MAC, or follow people that work at Sephora and all these different like makeup brands. If you're into voice technology like I am, start following like Alexa people and Google Home stuff. And then start using other tools as well to garner insights. Like Instagram is a big reason of why there's some achievements that a lot of people don't know about. Like a lot of people look at my resume and think that's what I'm proud of. I'm really not proud of my resume. Like my resume is cool and all, but the main things I'm really proud of is my music stuff. So like I worked with a very big DJ in the EDM space.
Who is it?
Sam Feldt. Okay.
I do listen to EDM though, but probably not that.
Anyways, Sam Feldt has a song that has like 330 million streams now, but and he's like the 155th. He's like tropical house-ish, like similar to Kygo's type music. But anyways, like he's still a recognized name in the EDM space, and that's allowed me to now talk to the names you probably do know, which is like the Chainsmokers and Kygo and
yeah.
Those big names. I talked to their management teams. I talked to a lot of like big name DJs in the world. Like Martin Garrix's manager is connected with me on LinkedIn. Those are the opportunities that you start thinking about. You start thinking bigger, and those aren't things that just came naturally to me. It started because I saw a bigger world out there beyond the Schulich ecosystem, and this wasn't meant for me to like flex on you or anything like that. This was me to show you that there's a bigger world out there that you don't even know about. Like whatever your interests are, if you're truly serious about them, like I was serious about music and EDM, like you can make those things happen. And the only thing that can stop you is you stopping yourself based on whatever Schulich tells you or whatever your mental barriers are.
Yeah, I completely agree. And like getting those connections beyond Schulich, you just like expand your network so much, because you're right, probably 170 of those connections are most likely Schulich or like people in other business programs at other universities like Queen's, Western. But yeah, definitely connecting with people beyond that.
Yeah.
Is important. Yeah.
LinkedIn is not like Instagram where people will think it's creepy when you follow them. Or Facebook even, you're able to send random connections, and the worst they can do is just ignore your connection request. Okay, oh well, on to the next. I would invite you to like just start thinking about companies you actually want to work at, start thinking about industries you're interested in, and just go on a LinkedIn. You're probably going to use up your free limit of LinkedIn pretty quickly, but start using LinkedIn as a tool that works for you and not something that inspires so much toxicity in you, because once you dilute that noise, you're playing a bigger game. You're thinking about something way bigger. You're working towards something that's way bigger. Like, yeah. Really find out, like this quarantine is perfect. Really find out what you're really interested in and just double down on it. If you made it to the end of this clip, I think you're starting to see that LinkedIn is a tool that can either work for you or against you. In today's day and age, tools like LinkedIn and Instagram allow you to build, form, and create connections with almost anyone in any world, in any industry, from peers, your classmates, future managers and employers, and even celebrities. I invite you to look beyond your immediate school or your job and work circle and really explore your interests and passions. Just like investing, you really want to diversify your network and have people to call on and call favors from many industries and different worlds. It'll pay you in dividends. Leave a comment below if you think that works. Now remember, if you want to catch more of these important insights and highlights from this 2-hour-long conversation and many more, follow our journey together in helping young people get employed during these extremely difficult times by following my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Tahsim.com or searching up Tahsim.com on Twitch. We help guide, cultivate, and sculpt the careers of young people. Follow and contact me on my socials if you ever want to get involved at Tahsim.com. And if you enjoyed this video, until next time, thanks for watching.